All right, good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Micaiah Jackson with the JFK Report, and you're giving me permission to speak to your daughter about the injustices and the nastiness of what they're doing to her in the state of Washington.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Melanie, come on board. All right, guys, this is the JFK Report, your host, Micaiah Jackson, and right here we have a true American patriot, only 14 years old, and she is being targeted in the state of Washington at your public schools?
Yeah, my public schools.
And what's irritating is they're still anti-Semitic with the left. You said a atheist mother you had a disease for being a Jewish woman?
So she told me that I had no right to spread my diseases, and on social media she called me a dirty Jew.
Wow, and you're 14 years old, and you've been smeared by Antifa and leftist people all over the state?
Yeah.
Wow. So, what started all of this? What really happened? What stirred the pot? Like, what were you fighting for? What was going on that just caused everything?
Yeah, so I have a legitimate medical condition that physically prevents me from wearing a mask. So I took it to the school, and we had come up with a few accommodations so that I could go to school and everybody else could still feel safe. Those accommodations included getting to school and leaving school at separate times, having separate passing periods. I'd sit in the back of the classroom away from everyone, and I'd have to carry papers on me so that if anybody asked me why I was maskless, I'd have a reason.
Paper. It's almost like it's Nazi Germany again, and they're segregating you for being a Jew and being a woman. And are you white, if you don't mind?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow. And Washington is Washington, California, Oregon, they're fascist states. That is pure liberal fascism. It is, and we're almost to communism, but this is the United States of America, and you're standing up. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what is the disease, if you're open to talk about that prevents you from wearing a mask?
So I have extreme PTSD and anxiety that is directly linked to mask wearing.
Yep. Okay. We won't get into details about that because I personally deal with that myself from being a Marine, so I totally understand. And for a young woman like yourself to go through that, God bless your heart. No young lady should have to go through that. And the schools and the state of Washington and Antifa and the leftist people, what you're doing to this young lady, she's 14 years old. You're disgusting pigs. You're going to be held accountable. And I'm just a small account, and she's already here speaking of big people over here. We're going to put it to you, and you're going to be held accountable. You're not going to smear a young woman like this. 14 years old, a Jewish woman, and a white woman. Your games are done, and they're sick. Her mom's over here heartbroken, and we're not going to put up with that anymore. She came all the way down from the state of Washington to come speak to people like myself and out here to listen to this young lady's story. Now, what else has been going on?
So the whole reason why I went to my school in the very beginning is because they have a SMT magnet program, which is science, math, and technology that you have to apply to get into. So I applied, and I got into it, and I was really excited. But turns out that since I won't wear a mask, they're moving me to a credit recovery class for seniors who are failing high school. And I have to sit in a 3-wall plexiglass box, which I like to call the fish tank, and I learn about what adjectives and nouns are all day and how to use them properly.
Disgusting. Public school systems ran by the government. There's a reason why our education is poor in America and why people are flunking out and dropping out and they can't read or do regular math. And that's why it brings me to school vouchers, why we should be funding parents like, oh no, I'm going to homeschool my kid, or I'm going to send to this private school. Oh, if you bring back free market, you guys start challenging and compete with other public schools. Like, oh wow, this public school can compete with this private school for their education. So that's why we need vouchers. And what you're going through in these schools are doing that's sickening. And it really bothers me too, because what really gets me going is with these conservative media outlets. They need to start going back to the basics of finding out stuff like this. Not all this mainstream stuff. The media is supposed to be about real American people like yourself, a young lady that's being discriminating, and it's just sick, disgusting. And I'm just glad I met your wonderful mom, yourself, Melanie, and you're out here able to meet people and tell your story and meeting with congressmen that are going to be elected, and we're gonna get this. You're gonna get justice. It makes me want to cry almost because what's going on for you. That's disgusting. And the state of Washington's is gross, and I hope you guys move down here. I heard you speak about that, so it's a great state. We're gonna put Carrie Lake in here. And if you got to speak with Carrie Lake and she heard that story in the hair and there was, oh man, She'd be on fire. So Melanie, is there any way you could tell the audience, any way they could support you, follow you anywhere, your parents, or anything they could do?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook as Melanie Gabriel. I'm also on Instagram as history_geek 0.0. Just kind of showing up, showing your support. It's just motivation.
Awesome. And see, that's where true American patriotism starts. It starts at a very young age. She obviously has great parents, a great mother. And we're going to put America first. I'm going to put America great. And that's what makes, real quick to end this, it's funny how everyone labels Trump a Nazi and a fascist, but Trump's grandkids and his daughter and his son-in-law, they're Jewish. So it proves that the left is still targeting Jews. And this is a Jewish woman right here, and anti-Semitic. They're not done attacking Jews. It's now the whole paper thing you just told me. It's the same thing. So God bless you, Melanie. God bless your mom. You're a patriot. We're gonna get this done for you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We're reporting from Phoenix, Arizona, Turning Point Convention, America Fest, and this is a true American patriot. God bless the USA.